Crowd have found their seats. And the second half underway at the MCG. Howell at the initial clearance. Couldn't find a target. Viney. Pedersen arms clear. Watts got his arms free. Viney a kick of sorts. Still the scramble. Howell got it out. Hurley back. Will work really. Myers. Goddard's playing out of full forward. He's half held. Still got his arms free. Chapman. Danaher spins. Goddard again for the perfect start. Chapman just didn't hit the right side of the ball. And Cross takes the mark.
Good body work from Lyndon Dunn on Paddy Ryder. Just kept him off the ball. He's been impressive down back, as has Tom McDonald. I reckon they've both done a great job, the key Melbourne defenders.
Now the pressure goes to the Melbourne midfield. Yep. They're the ones who need to start winning the ball, using it well through the corridor especially, or through that middle part of the ground, to give the defenders some sort of a chop out.
Kent. One of the inclusions this week for Melbourne. Told to go. Wastes some seconds. And he goes way too wide, and Hibbert gets the free.
Again, there's a lack of run coming from behind the footy. Not enough options being created by the Demons. They've got to run harder. I mean, they're working hard defensively, but they've got to redouble those efforts when they've actually got the ball.
Bell Chambers hands it off. Hocking. Not a lot to go too long. He only had the short. Thumb clear of Zaharakis. Still a chance. Manufactured a disposal of sorts. And here comes the scramble. Melbourne players back. Free kick.
Not having a great day, Brent Stanton. Jordan McKenzie following him closely. Just 6 possessions in the first half.
Cross sends it in Jetta's direction. Made it impossible for him. And a nice pick-off mark to Merritt. Driving back. Paddy Ryder. Grimes up. Good fist. Down to Goddard. Spins out of some trouble. He hit the right side of the ball then. Perfect start. Second half. Essendon.
Well, once again, I reckon the option was the right one from Daniel Cross. They're trying to create something. It's an attacking kick, but he just kicks a mongrel. He kicks a tumble punt that doesn't find Jetta running into space. If that kicks over the top, he's away. There's space all the way forward. But when you do turn it over coming out of your defensive 50, you're going to be under pressure very, very quickly. And I like the idea of Goddard pushing forward, because he is the sort that can kick you 2 or 3 quick goals.
He's the class up there, isn't he, with Paul Chapman?
David King.
Just have a look at that start of that third quarter. You can just see here the confusion at the start. The bell's about to be bounced in the middle of the ground. Frawley not quite back on the ground, and Riley says, I'll go out and get us a goal, boys, but didn't quite work to plan.
Hurley to Myers. You feel the confidence growing from the Essendon players right now. Heppel taking it on. Zaharakis. He could go for home from just inside the paint. Little nudge. Didn't matter.
Well, they're making the most of their opportunities now, the Essendon Football Club. It would have been brought up at half-time for sure, the fact that they've just had weight of numbers going inside forward 50. They had 38 inside 50s in the first half of this game, but lacked with their opportunities. Missed all their opportunities, but at the start of this quarter, they're nailing every opportunity that has come their way.
Biggest lead of the game, 33 points, and it's blowing out now. Certainly not part of the Melbourne plan. They're defending. They wanted to keep their margins small. But right now it's in danger of getting rather large.
You just saw those numbers. They're getting smashed in the middle of the ground. That's another clearance. 8-1, the centre clearance is in favour of the Bombers.
Good fly, Howell. And maybe it's getting to the point of the game where he needs to be pushed forward, that Melbourne need to take a heap of chances and try and get themselves back into it, Vince. Because the other alternative is they just park the bus. Push everyone back. Try and maintain this margin and be content with that. Ball to the back. Frawley. Bale on the left. Opens up a little bit of space. Pedersen. John Hurley.
I don't understand the bail kick. He's running straight at Daniel Cross, who's in the corridor for a 20-metre chip kick, and he decides to kick on the left.
Well, the other thing was good on the left. And here's a rare opportunity. Can you believe that? Grimes.
He thought, well, I'm in the clear, I may as well play on, and I've got no problem with him playing on. As we see the Pedersen push, that's 2 hands in the back, you can't do that. But Grimes intercepted it well, he just needed to convert. Unfortunately, it's the foot skills that have repeatedly shot Melbourne in the foot.
Yep. Melbourne have the players around this cross. Floats it back. Tyson gets his chance up. Strong hands.
Good hands.
And this is big. This is huge. The game is in danger of being taken away from the Demons. They can keep themselves within striking range.
It's poignant also, though, that it's quite often the young players that are the ones setting the agenda and actually kicking the goal that needs to be kicked, or the passage of play that needs to happen as Melbourne start to improve. These young players are taking more responsibility. It's a big kick for Dom Tyson.
Well,
great mark.
I'm scared to give his numbers this year. He's kicked 9-2, which would give that impression that he's been accurate. That's why I was scared to give the numbers. Dempsey. Corral, well, pressure on the kick. Pedersen should go up. Big fist from Danaher. Hurley, front spot. Can't keep that in.
It's about getting control back now for Melbourne. And they've been able to do it in the last minute or so. Have they? A couple of shots at goals now. Locked this kick in it back into play as well.
Howlett to Merritt. Bang! Oh, he's hit, and he's hit hard, but legally. And he's still down. In the meantime, the Bombers are away. Hibbert, a floater, done, got there, well marked. He's still hurt, Merritt.
It's just winded. Got in low. That's a good tackle. Really good driving tackle.
And I think it proves that you can still hurt players with a legal hip and shoulder tackle. You don't have to go high. Melksham and front spot done again.
He's starring down back this year, Lyndon Dunn. His game's gone to another level. Now there's an aggressive kick.
Howe up, got it, and he can go.
Lucky it was Jeremy Howe
Correct.
at the end of it with the jump. Otherwise, that was coming straight back in.
I wonder if that's why he kicked it there.
Pedersen off hands, Bagley. Howlett, Pedersen tracks him down, Goddard feeds it back. Hurley, well, he took on the tackler there and just dropped it to the deck.
Tried to ride it, didn't he?
Yeah, Bagley spears that one. Grimes, who knows he owes them one. Howe, Jamar, Matt Jones, Nathan Jones. Spoiled to the arm by Goddard, by Stanton, worked okay. Winderlick, and done again. Flicks it down. Matt Jones. Jenner. Cross. They're hanging in here, Melbourne. Some belief there still. Heads wide to McKenzie.
Frawley on a good lead.
Leads hard.
Yeah, he's got it. Nathan Jones. Now Dawes needs to pluck one.
It's the kick he wanted.
And he's got it. Maybe just within range as well.
Yeah, he's a big kick of the footy.
Oh, he's got Nathan Jones. It's one of those where you always want to wait for him to run another couple of metres to get inside 50 before you actually pass it.
Bombers have kicked the last 4 goals of this game. This to stop that run. He doesn't really believe at the moment. Stuttered, run up,
Wobbler.
hits the top of the square, missed everybody. Bomber Thompson working the phone.
Does not look thrilled, Dwight.
No, aggressively on that.
Seeing some things he doesn't like and having plenty to say.
He was emotional this week as well. We saw how emotional he was for his boys. Melksham, Hurley, Myers, Ryder, Dunn. One-on-one. Dunn did brilliantly again.
3 in a row.
Yeah, just uses his body and strength well.
Dawes. It's the deck. Oh, splendid tackle by Dawes. The big hug brought him down.
All that feedback we saw is a magnificent tackle here from Chris Dawes, you can see there, but all that feedback on the phone there for Bomber was for Courtney Dempsey on the bench. Not the sort of feedback he was after.
That suggests perhaps Courtney needs to lift.
Well, he has dropped Courtney Dempsey for disciplinary reasons this year. Jenner pops one. Frawley, not quite, at least spotted to ground. Huge opportunity for Kent. Spins it around. It's bending. It's bending. He's got it. And the Demons have life.
That's grown over the last couple of minutes of play, Jace. They've missed their opportunities, but they've been able to control the ball in their half of the ground. Some good tackles forward of centre. Chris Dawes involved in a couple of those. He's competed hard. And finally, Frawley gets the ball to the front. And Kent is there. He's the one who gets front square and an excellent goal around the body.
Tell you what, Dean Kent's got some serious leg on that left foot.
He's got some speed too.
I thought when he kicked it, it was probably the wrong option, because that's a hard one to snap around the corner from that margin, from that distance out. But that is a bomb. It's just that they're working so hard for every goal. A 3 or 4 goal margin for the Demons is, it's the equivalent of 6 or 8 for anyone else.
Back on Courtney Dempsey, 7 games in a row now after being suspended by the player group, I suppose, not solely by Bomber Thompson. Myers. And Jetta's in the spot and did get a little fingernail on it. Tackle on Danaher. Handball out from Ambrose was okay to Hocking, didn't want to go forward. Myers. Can we have this dance? Shimmy didn't work. Hocking. Cross-state down and McDonald this time.
Chase, I wonder what the discussion will be with Paul Roos and his coaching staff upstairs. At the moment, they've only had the 16 inside 50s for 2.5 quarters of football. Something needs to change if they're to win this game, or maybe they say we're happy with the teaching in this 2-hour period that's going on and we'll build from there.
Which is the same question you asked Paul Roos pre-game, Kingy. You said, when does it stop being about percentage and being competitive? When does it become about winning? Because they have to change things if they're going to score more freely.
Dempsey gets that pass. Bill Chambers bumped under that. Umpire lets it go. Jetta to Howe. The Pedersen almost just got his hands free. Good speed, Viney.
Bounce it.
Shook the tackle.
Around 25 metres.
And he put it on the wrong side of Nathan Jones.
He needed to have a bounce and give himself more time.
Dempsey on the counter-attack. Melcher. Hibbert. Puts it back in Lyndon Dunn territory and Garland drops back. And
it's the last kick from both sides.
I don't reckon Bomber Thompson would be happy with the way Essendon are going forward, Jono.
Pedersen wide. Again, Viney can go. They're not in at Melbourne and yet they're not out of it. Have they got what it takes to attack enough to double their score and win?
That's dropping.
That's terrible. But at least they are maybe taking it on.
He thinks he marked it, Chris Dawes, but he knew once the decision was made, he had to do something, and that wasn't it.
7 goals to 4 right now. They only kicked 3 goals to the game last week, Melbourne. They're going to have to kick at least 9 or 10 to win this game.
Yeah.
They need to find 6 goals in a quarter and a half. Goddard. Merritt through his hands.
You could nearly pay that, but I think they both thought it might have been a mark, but then he just tried to defend and run around. He's not having a great day, Chris Dawes. You can see he was upset. He took the mouthguard out to give the umpire a spray.
Should have handballed it into his toes.
I don't think you'd want to be the loose man standing in front of Chris Dawes the next 5 minutes.
Well, he might get this.
Here we go. Danger. Well, this is the break they might need. This is the break Dawes needs for all that anxiety, for all that verbal energy. He needs to translate that into 6 points.
Just starting to get very, very frustrated. And all of a sudden, you get a little gift.
The footy gods have given Chris Dawes a chance to do his own talking. Kick the goal, keep your team in it.
It's where he ran. You could see him drifting off in his run-up. No surprise to see him miss out there, and it just makes A dismal day, a little darker.
He needs to take his mouth guard out to give himself a spray. Short pass to Hibbert.
Tees have made their substitution. Salem is on. Aidan Riley out of the game.
Good battle that. That was fantastic.
Paid the mark.
Yeah, he did. And Chapman rightly fought on, not knowing if the mark was paid, so the umpire didn't pay 50.
It's a good move getting Salem on now. I think they need that class. They need that finisher across half forward into the forward pocket. He can certainly produce that.
Dawes. Bailey.
Great kick.
Oh, Zaharakis couldn't make it work. But at least the Salem move is an indicator that Melbourne is going to try and win it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jono, we just saw a great contested mark from Jack Viner. You've had a little bit to do with him coming through. When he adds a bit of polish to his game, he can be a star, can't he?
Oh, he certainly can. So is Kingy through his school footy as well, and it's just the competitive nature of him. That's the thing that stands out over everything.
Melbourne fans thought they deserved the free, given one paid against them earlier on.
I didn't think Ruzi was a fan of the sub rule. He's gone very early with it today.
You've got to use everything you got, and that is a weapon that he had. He's taken it out of the holster.
Good hand,
Ambrose.
Really good hands from Ambrose.
Hibbert. Melcham. Winderlich his target. Grimes, good body, good fist. Cross left to behind. Grimes clever. He drew the two, gave the handball. Cross to Kent. Well, that's not deliberate, as much as they might plead. Bomber fans have come in force. Hasn't been a great week for them, but the sanctuary is within the white line. Jones. Frawley and Hooker tie up. Hooker went to ground. Frawley push off. Handball back to Kent. Fresh sub. Salem couldn't make something of that. Watts cuts it off. Takes it across. David King.
I've just seen Paddy Ryder come to the bench about 2 minutes ago, and he got an education session here from Bomber Thompson, who is in that process at the moment. He's trying to find out which players are taking him forward. He's got some answers from Paddy Ryder. He probably wants a lift from him today, but more importantly, wants to guide this young man's future. It's time for Paddy to start taking control of this football club.
Kingy looked a lot more civil, the conversation with Paddy, than the one with Courtney.
Yeah, I think he talked himself out with Courtney.
Goddard to Zaharakis. And Chapman's running back inside 50. He's got a few to beat. Howe. There's a difficult mark attempt. Cross. Lyndon Dunn. Poise again. Now Watts can go. Salem's running for him short. He ignores that, goes longer. Good option.
He identified that Salem then. He identified that he knew his teammate was out behind. I'll take the space forward.
Still running hard.
They've got a couple of forwards, one out. Frawley and Dawes, if they can isolate them.
Salem to Dawes. Crunch. Got it to ground. Grimes. Nathan Jones. Umpire calls them to go. Still being scrambled away by Bellchambers. Jamar. Well, he played for the mark and then dropped the ball. McKenzie played for the high and probably deserved one. Umpires put the whistle away. Winderlich. Did he take on the tackle of Dawes? He didn't have prior ball up.
His press has been excellent in this quarter. Chris Dawes, he needed to nail that opportunity to finish his work as a forward before, but his defensive work to lock the ball in has been a standout in this quarter for Melbourne.
Bale. Melksham gets back. The Bombers have got a few back. They know that Melbourne are at them right now. They're attacking them, Melbourne. This is good to watch.
Good pressure.
McKenzie just floats it a little on Pedersen. Great protection, Pedersen.
You know, a really good kick called Wayne too. Jordan McKenzie was about to just throw it on the boot and kick it long. He just pulled it. It was a little floater, as you said, but he pulled the kick because at the last minute he saw Pedersen in space. It wasn't pretty, but it got there. Another opportunity for the D's to close up. See, he just pulls the follow through.
Pedersen knew that the traffic was coming. He protected that drop zone. Now needs to finish to pull this margin back to 3 goals. Just squeezes it in. and Melbourne's belief is growing.
It was all Essendon at the start of this third quarter, and that's what would please the Melbourne supporters here at the MCG, the fact that they've been able to respond, they've been able to get the game back on their terms, and that's what Nathan Jones spoke about at halftime, is getting the game back on their terms. That's what he was disappointed with the side in that first half, and they've been able to do it after a 5-minute patch for the Bombers where they were electric at the start of this quarter. It's been all the Melbourne Football Club, and great that they were able to capitalise on this occasion with Pedersen. He needed that. He missed an easy one earlier in this game.
Into time on third term. The game's left it a gear. Carlisle. Bombers under some pressure even though they lead. Nathan Jones.
Now they're making mistakes.
Having a purple patch Melbourne here.
Great spoil from early.
Excellent.
Tried to kill it but didn't quite. Matt Jones all the way back to Howe. Vince. Nathan Jones. Vince. Salem's calling for it. It's in his direction. Hibbert's going to try and shut him down. Salem kept his feet. Palm down didn't quite work for him. Hibbert. Heppel. Bombers need to get one against the flow.
Oh, I'm glad he saw J-Mar then. Heppel, he would have been cleaned up.
Right along. Ambrose up. Chapman stays down. Grimes got there first and he shook him off. Cross, who looks a little spent. Bale. Almost run down, but they're taking it onto the corridor. Great signs for Melbourne. They want to win this.
They've got some run too.
You probably couldn't say that last week. At this stage of last week, they almost put the cue in the rack. Howler. He could go for home. There's not a lot forward. Danaher runs in. 35 metres out. And against the grain. Bombers get a huge one.
I reckon he's been one of the standout players on the ground, Lyndon Dunn, but it just seems that every now and then he bites off a little more than he can chew with his foot skills. They had numbers, they were creating something, you could see them all streaming to the right. There's options, he chose the wrong one. He had options further, wider, deeper, and it needed to be out to the attacking side, not to where the Essendon player was coming from.
Well, Jenner needs to close the space up there on Danaher and make him kick over him for starters. But secondly, that was a great intercept from the Bombers. They're able to get the possession back again. But it's Bernie Vince getting that handball. He was the one who then needed to release the first one to Viney, not go to Dunn, then try and get to Viney.
Huge couple of minutes coming up here to three-quarter time. Long launch inside 50. Salem gets back, makes the contest. Hooker, last line of defence. Dempsey, Bagley, left it behind. Salem pressure again. Pedersen spins out of a tackle. J-Mar didn't want to have the crack. Tyson wants a pass target. Grimes. Dawes is calling for it back in the square.
Needed to be quicker. They had options on inside 50.
Bale.
It's good work by Essendon to push back. They push back hard, the Bombers. Were able to clog it up.
J-Mar's going to lead. He's got 3 to beat. Big fist. Frawley the palm. The chaos ball. 20 players around it. Stanton had it thrown. It comes out. Touched. That's the call. Grimes, he owes them one. Had a shot earlier, missed. That's a big-time goal from their leader.
Well, he needed to respond because you mentioned Dwayne, the miss earlier in this quarter, which was an easy one, similar to that opportunity right there from Grimes. And it's the pressure around, it's the rush kick out. Once again, Ryder then just got nothing on that, no distance whatsoever. Melbourne had set themselves up perfectly with a nice little zone, built the wall, and Grimes was able to capitalise, running inside forward 50.
It's a pleasing kick for Jack Grimes because he would have had doubts going into that kick. It was a sitter, the one he missed. That was actually a much tougher kick, and he did it beautifully.
Players look at the scoreboard, and there's 25 minutes gone. It'll be a shortish quarter from the restart. 2 minutes left. Can they sneak another? McKenzie, Matt Jones, Tyson, Garland. Good pick up low. Fantastic use of the body by Kent. Turned Dempsey inside out. Just couldn't hit Dawes lace out. Vince, known goal kicker, brings the house down.
That's massive. That is absolutely massive. We're going to have a score review here, I think, just to make sure it didn't touch the post.
Goal. Can we check if it's hit the post? Okay, let's go. Score review. Umpire scores a goal. Please check if it just hit the post.
He was in the perfect position of that goal umpire on that occasion, so...
It was curling around the back of that left-hand goal post. I reckon that's okay. You can see the shadow of the ball as it passes. That's a terrific finish from Bernie Vince. And what it is a score from a centre clearance. They were getting smashed earlier by the Bombers in the centre square clearances. They've started to win a few in this third quarter. Couldn't possibly overturn that.
I'll hold it.
I think you're right about the shadow. That is definitely a shadow off the ball.
Duty completed. Confirming goal.
It's a goal. And this game is well and truly on. They've kicked the last 2 goals of the game, Melbourne. And they are having a crack at Essendon's jugular. They're not going to sit back and hope for a Bradbury win. They're going for it.
Gee, it's a good finish. That's the little bit of class you need. That's the difference between what a lot of the Melbourne players are incapable of doing at this stage and what someone like Bernie Vince, an experienced player that comes into the lineup, can do.
That's what Paul Roos has brought to this organisation, Jace. There's decisions like that to get Vince and Cross and trade an early pick in pick 2 for Dom Tyson and Christian Phelan. It's making a difference.
And Tom Tyson got the clearance for you on cue, Kingy. Mackenzie wide, bouncing ball. 90 seconds left. Melksham, he might be content to see this out. Kept it alive to his detriment. And Bale looked for Sale and missed him. Ball in.
Starting to get their hands on some centre clearances, though, makes a huge difference for the D's.
Everybody takes a breath. 1 minute 22 left in the quarter. Jamar doing okay in the ruck at the moment. How's the umpire going to view that? He's playing ball. Essendon ball. I'll get the last roll of the dice here. Seconds start to tick on Stanton. Does he want to go forward? He's got the outlet kick backwards.
He needs to produce a big last quarter for the Bombers. Brett Stanton has been well held this afternoon, but he's got great running ability. He pushes the lines really well. He needs to try and work out a way just to break the tag and find the ball.
But for the Danaher goal, the last 15 minutes has been all Melbourne. Danaher flies, can't mark this one. Seconds tick. Danaher gets on the end of it, drives it goalward. It's all about the bounce and tumble. Paddy got there, ridden a little. Pedersen, 30 seconds, fantastic smother. Keeps the ball in the goal-scoring area. A couple of high fives, ball in.
Not necessarily a terrible result for Melbourne because there were 2 Essendon players waiting for the long kick out of the defensive 50, but they've got to lock it in here.
Jamar, Chapman.
Ryder's jumped away from this stoppage. You'd like to see him come in now and try and work something with Bellchambers like they did early in the game, where Ryder was the one who actually went up and tapped it to Bellchambers. That extra spring could work around these stoppages.
They wrap up. Zaharakis, he ran into the right spot. Caught.
They'll be happy with just stoppages all the way to the siren here, the D's. Got themselves back within 2 kicks. Can't concede one here. Just bringing the ball straight down, lock it in.
Jamar does to his feet. Chapman nearly pounced on it. Lays a tackle on Matt Jones. He surely had no prior. And the umpire cuts him some slack.
You see the tap from Jamar, it was great. He brought the ball directly down. Didn't give any space from the stoppage, just keep it down and inside.
Only time enough for a crazy free from this ball up. Siren should sound. 3/4 time. MCG. Final game of round 13. 8th spot up for grabs for the Bombers. And this one is exceeding expectations. The Demons are having a crack. 7-6-48 to 8-12-60. Essendon by 12.
Saw them kick 4 goals in that term after kicking only 3 for the half. They won some centre clearances. They got some first use of the footy, some quick ball forward, and it created opportunities.
And then locked it in forward. Some big tackles from Chris Dawes. Riley nailed a big tackle forward of centre as well.
Final term underway. Ryder in the ruck, down to Hocking, gave it up to Myers, caught. Tyson jumped on, no prior. All up. Pensive crowd at the moment. Plenty of Essendon fans here for the Bombers home game. Show their support for their players. Myers driving kick. Bill Chambers edged out by Dunn. He's done a brilliant job again. Caught. McDonald caught. Just got it away. Toe off the deck. Rolling ball. And McDonald takes it to the boundary.
They have to hold here, the D's, because Essendon have started each quarter very well and very fast. They've dominated the first 5 minutes of each quarter. So it's important here that the Demons really hold on if they're to stay right in this game.
Kavanagh about to come on, the sub for the Bombers. Melbourne have already jumped with theirs. Salem. Jones.
Good common sense shown by the umpire. 2 of them tackling. What hope have you got of getting the ball out?
Jamar, little flick towards the boundary. Hocking hits a good spot, top of the square. And the fist from McDonald is just as good. David King.
Jake Melksham is the player who's been subbed out of the game, and Elliot Kavanagh about to come on and give him some speed in that forward line, hopefully some scoreboard impact.
He looks a good size there, Kingy, in front of you.
He looks a good size.
Yeah, he looks just like a good size. I haven't seen much of him play, so...
He's a strong young lad. He's got plenty of speed. He's ready to go. He's just warming up in front of me now. A couple of easy touches on the boundary line. They're a bit harder out there.
First game of 2014 for Elliot Kavanagh. Back into the lineup this week. Ball held up on the southern stand wing. Will get a ball up. Danaher having a rest. Zaharakis also having a rest. Matt Jones can't break free. Huge pack around it.
First goal so critical. Opens up real good breathing space for the Bombers, but then gives the D's belief if they can jag it.
And with each passing second, every possession, every attempt at a tackle becomes more and more important.
And how many stoppages like this before they ping someone for holding it?
Heppel's touch ball call. Jetta jumps in, they jump on him. He was rolled in the tackle nicely by Howlett.
A bit going off the ball there.
Ambrose and McDonald.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some spice in it. Demons might not be a contender for a top 8 spot, but this is the kind of game that will be huge for their club. Heppel jumped on, free kick.
Is he in range? He's going to be right on 50, be a 55-metre kick. He's just chipped it into the space.
Goddard and Bell Chambers, and Howe with the reach. He's got a great vertical leap. And that kick good too to Watts. I thought he got an arm slap. Could have got a free. Howlett out to Bagley. No one in the square. Smother superb from cross. The ricochet to Carlisle. Sends it back. Jenna's going to have to jump. And a splendid fist.
From a small defender, that is good. He didn't know how many were going to be in the pack. Is there a jumper punch in here? Just a little love tap. Just a love tap.
Insufficient force.
Just introducing each other.
Jamar, good palm. Nathan Jones, right in the spot. Set play, heads wide to Jetta. See what he wants to do here. He's held up and held in, and then taken out. Tried hard enough. Ryder from behind. Heppel. Myers kicks, smothered. Another brilliant move by Cross. Great experience there. Jumped across the boot. Fearlessly turn over the Stanton. Goddard. Top of the square. They've got the numbers. Bell Chambers.
The big blokes don't get small, do they? They don't get any smaller as the game gets on and the legs get a little weary. You can't quite jump as high, the defenders. Just stood tall and took it up at the highest point.
Great kick by Goddard as well, because it comes in with speed. Just doesn't kick it high and just hope that...
Got a really good block.
He did.
From Danaher.
And the crowd will rise for this one.
Nice. I found to say he missed a sitter earlier in the game,
My
Wayne.
goodness. You wonder how that can happen.
That's two absolute sitters from 20 out, virtually directly in front.
It's almost like a goal for Melbourne.
Yep.
Demon players see that, and suddenly they think maybe luck's going to be on their side. High kick, Jamar gets there. Ball hits the deck. Through Matt Jones's legs, toe poke works. Hurley left it behind. Howe got it from Frawley. Dawes. Could they cause a 2-goal swing here? To the pocket, Salem rises. It's unclear. Myers got there. Took it out. 14 points to margin. Melbourne has not led all afternoon. Bombers kicked the first 2 goals of the game and have held the lead since then. Ryder flicks it down. Sub now on, gets the kick away, Kavanagh. Danaher puts it to grass. Mops up his mess. Goddard under some pressure. Done.
Good option, really good option.
Absolutely. Jeddah, Howlett, good battle. Howlett goes off the deck. McDonald got there low. Not a lot to go to by foot, had to go back. Grimes, and he's got Kidd on the overlap who can get it and gallop. Watts is in the hole. It's longer. Hits the deck. Watts can't get there in time. He did pull it in. Just raked it free. Hibbert under immense pressure. Kent should get there again unless it rolls its way out.
Deliberate. He's going to pay deliberate.
He has paid deliberate. So he obviously deliberately kicked it with that right angle bounce.
Oh, it's frightening, isn't it? Options.
Viney.
Can he get in there quickly? Jack Watts has got a good match up at the moment. He's got Bagley one out in the square, but now he comes in the lead.
Oh, he goes central. Matt Jones. Howlett.
Just a couple of kicks have really let Jack Viney down today. High options.
Zaharakis. Ambrose got a free. Bagley. Chapman on the move. Spot across. He put his ribs on the line there. Nathan Jones, the handball. The 1-2 at Garland. He's still hurt, Cross. He's still on the ground. They get a goal, he'll feel good. Dawes, he goes long. Frawley, Hurley, Frawley. Not quite. The crumb. It's alive, but he left it behind.
Had to keep it in front of him.
Stanton, and this game lifts another cog. He goes inboards. Zaharakis.
Just seeing opportunities at both ends, but players unable to capitalise. That's a dangerous kick.
Garland. Frawley's short. He goes Pedersen, who can load up perhaps. There's no one in the square. He drives it. It's long. It's strong. It's absolutely brilliant.
Gee, I thought he might have chosen the wrong option. He had Salem short, a little chip kick, but he knew what he was doing, and that's a great finish. He had players running back towards the goal square, but they were never going to get there. So it was effectively an open goal square. But you'll see here, bottom of screen, just peeling off to the right, is Salem for the little chip over the top. Cam Pedersen just set sail for goal. What a great finish.
Yeah, I love the fact that he hits the goal square here. He kicks it out in front of Watts, but hits the goal square. So the reality is the ball will likely get the result that he achieved straight through the middle with the bounce. He needed to kick it though. He did have options.
8 points the margin. It is deafening, the roar ringing around the MCG. Jamar, another clearance. Dempsey pats it away. Matt Jones. Hurley. Hibbert. And now Heppel can gather and go. Howlett opens up nicely. Kavanagh. Goddard. Someone needs to inspire them. Goddard could be the man. Danaher.
It's two rippers from Goddard going inside 50. His last two kicks, one to Bellchambers, who missed. This one to Danaher was an absolute point.
Now the pressure on young Joe Danaher. An uprising start from last week.
Must finish,
He's going to be a tremendous player. But this is the one aspect of his game that requires probably the most work.
His 17th game. Almost the pressure of the whole week on his shoulders. And there will be talk if they lose this one. Have they got an excuse, Essendon, to let this one slip?
Well, the two Bellchambers misses from virtually directly in front, point blank, are staggering. So they've certainly given the D's an opportunity to get back in the game.
Driving kick from Dunn. Pedersen's got a few to beat, though. Viney, great gather. Kent, use of the body, superb. Zaharakis, just as good, got down low. Kent, scramble. Tyson, scramble. Kavanagh, the sub. Howlett, super tackle from Jeddah. Zaharakis dragged down. Merritt with a kick. Dunn with the fist. Milsham flick pass. Danaher hands it back. Goddard, the dance step, runs to 48.
Oh, gee, you just don't expect Brendan Goddard to miss once he'd done the hard work. And Bomber Thompson just lamenting the misses that haven't sewn up the game for the Bombers as yet.
8-16 this afternoon.
They've had 10 more scoring shots to aim. They lead by 10 points.
Garland to Dunn. Halfway through this final term, there's 11 gone.
We've got no options here.
11 and change to come. Salem in a one-on-one with Dempsey. Runs back onto it. Shrugged in, the kick not so good. Turnover. Bagley some space. Needs to be wise. Stanton. Danaher's on the lead. It's in front. Good hands. Just beyond his range. Oh, kick smothered. Garland got there. They're having a crack. Melbourne believe they can win this one. Short pass to Frawley.
Have they got the run in the legs? Every time you see a Demons player look up, not a lot of movement, not a lot of options. So they end up kicking long to outnumbered situations like this.
So Watts is the 1-on-2. Made a contest though. Zaharakis to Chapman to Myers. Pressured kick. Not quite Merritt, but he did force a good contest. Vince, Viney, instinct to go back, Frawley. And now Tyson into space. Heads wide. Watts.
Scores one out in the square.
And he sends it long. Nathan Jones the target. Off hands, Bagley. Nathan Jones wraps him up, brings him down. Hibbert, little fumble under some pressure. Dawes wraps him up. Melbourne fans screaming. Bomber fans screaming.
Wow. The pressure is on.
You'd think it was the grand final. Tossed in the air. 20 players around this ball. McKenzie out. Nathan Jones, Frawley. Here's the moment. It's a 4-point game.
Well, I'm a little at a loss for words, Jono. It's amazing to think that a team could pinch a game when it's 62-31 the inside 50. So Essendon have had twice as many inside 50s, and yet we now have a situation where Melbourne's within one straight kick of getting their nose in front. I've never seen an imbalance like that with a team still in a position to win the game.
No, neither have I, Jason. It really has been their ball use going forward at times. The Bombers, the defenders for the D's have stood up this afternoon with the amount of ball they've had to face. The midfielders have probably worked more defensively before coming through, which then restricts the amount of inside 50s they do actually get. But the Bombers just haven't been able to capitalise enough. One with their scoring opportunities with some easy misses. but also not capitalising from the turnovers they create on centre wing.
61% kicking efficiency for the Bombers. That is well below league average. The D's kicking at 73%.
If you haven't been with us from the outset, the Bombers led by as much as 33 points in this. Plenty of space on the outer side. Good attack from Ambrose. Fantastic tackle by Howe. Ball hits the deck. The cavalry arrives. Umpire Schmidt circling. Ball up.
I think when Paul Roos brings his side in this sort of mindset, it's as much a mental challenge as it is a physical challenge, Chase, because the Bombers just haven't handled it. They've had the opportunities, they just haven't taken them.
Yeah, 8-16 attests to that, doesn't it? And some absolute sitters they have missed.
Well, 3 in this quarter especially. 3 big ones. Bowl Chambers, Danaher with the step shot, Goddard running inside 50, breaking the arc, and a miss.
The graph is certainly trending up for Melbourne. Absolutely no doubt about that under Paul Roos. They haven't been blown out in their losses. They've been competitive in most games. And wouldn't they love to have him out there? Jobe Watson, no Dustin Fletcher either this afternoon for the Bombers.
He looks concerned.
Heppel, tied up by Bale.
And regardless of the result, Dwayne, I keep coming back to the job that the Demons back six have done, including their key defenders, Tom McDonald, Lyndon Dunn. The number of times the ball's been in there compared to what they've coughed up, I reckon they've been absolutely sensational.
Ryder with the palm back. Tyson Court to Nathan Jones. Finds some space where there was none.
Chance.
Absolutely. They have not led all afternoon, Melbourne. They could take the lead here and now. This is a huge moment. Biggest moment ever for Kent. They lead for the first time today.
I love blokes that back themselves. Dean Kent realised who was chasing him. It was a key defender in Carlisle. And all he did was he said, I'll back my pace. I'm bouncing, I can run, I've got open ground in front of me. Carlisle's the one that has to do the chasing. Kent gets released by the hand pass, and it's a foot race. And Dean Kent, as you said before, he's got some wheels, Jono, so why not? And Frawley kept leading back to the goal square. If he leads up, he brings his man up, and Kent has to kick it a lot earlier. But he allows Kent to run all the way to about 20-25 metres out, makes it a much easier kick. Brilliant play by the Demons.
From the ball up, what can the Bombers do in response? Tyson bangs it inside 50. Bagley. Good strong mark.
Yep, now it's, oh no!
Danger. Bagley goes back. Watts! Goal square! Bizarre! Where did this come from?
We're all asking that, Dwayne, but it's come on the back of pressure. They've had 4 big smothers in this quarter, and that was another one there from Salem. And then Watts was able to intercept the handball. Bagley trying to work to fix up the mistake. You see there Salem with another smother, the 4th big one for this quarter. And there's Watts with the intercept on the handball.
He read it well. You know, he took a really good defensive mark under pressure, Bagley. But he was just keen to move the ball on, get something going for the Bombers. They've got a lift now. It's their on-field leaders. It's their quality midfielders. You want to see the Heppels. You want to see the Zaharakases, the Goddards. These sort of guys get the ball and use it.
Still plenty of time, 8 minutes.
Nathan Jones flicks it wide. Bale. Kent.
What an inclusion he's been. Dean Kent's coming up for possession, number 18. And possibly his 3rd goal if he can kick straight. Lyndon Dunn, a word of advice, take your time, recover your breath, take your full 30 seconds. That's what he's told him, and he's just, relaxing, ease the breathing. He knows he's a pretty good kick. Take your time. There you go. Another 10 seconds to start walking.
Just his 18th AFL game, just his 3rd game this year. Back into the team this week from a calf injury.
Oh, horrible.
And he can't.
That is horrible.
Given his last Got a goal to grab the lead.
I actually think him taking his time, which he had to do to take the time off the clock, was against his natural way, because he actually put the ball on the ground. He looked uncomfortable a little bit. And then the kick was no good.
Hibbard wide. Grimes floats in. Goddard again trying to inspire them, and they need a hero somewhere. Bagley turns out of trouble. Back to Goddard, the man they continually turn to. The best and fairest winner.
These are the times you see who handles the pressure, who can execute and make really good decisions.
Dyson Heppel. Grimes not paid the mark. Viney goes to ground. McDonald. Bagley.
Good mark again. That's two really good marks from Bagley.
Needs to use it well this time.
I guarantee he won't kick it in the net on the mark.
There's an enormous amount of time left in this. Hooker flicks it. Zaharakis.
Good chase from Dawes. Forced the ordinary kick.
Chapman. A little knock on from Stanton, but it didn't quite work. Hocking, Stanton, Nathan Jones, Stanton, boundary line. Cavalry comes, dragged over.
You got to love this. They're making a dogfight, the D's. Look at the Demons faithful. They didn't think this was going to happen. Didn't think they could kick 11 goals the way they were going early in the game.
Just watching Brendan Goddard, he is playing like the captain that he's been designated today. He's working himself into the ground here, trying to inspire his team.
What a difference a coach can make. Paul Roos at the helm. Different club, different atmosphere coming to their games now. The fans believe there's a reason to come to the football and watch Melbourne again. Goddard, Ambrose almost. And Jetta, who's had an outstanding day at the office again, holds it up. Oh, in the back, bangs a free.
Danaher's just come off for a spell for the Bombers, so Ambrose is the only tall forward. They've got to use the ball well. They've got to run, they've got to carry. They cannot just bomb it long. Watts has worked really hard here.
So Dunn to Watts. He's got how long? Zaharakis trying to shut him down.
Got Dawes on his own.
They've found new legs, Melbourne. Their tired players have been inspired. Frawley leads forward. It sits up. Good float in mark though. Myers keeps it alive. Goddard again. The delivery man to Chapman. Garland right with him. Rides him. Jumps on him. Jumps off him. Chapman tries to scramble it out. Merritt lays a tackle. Ties it in.
Gee, it was a interesting effort because Goddard had nowhere else to go. Chapman was the only one, so he tried to punch a really low dart to him. Stoppage probably a good result for the Bombers. Gone. Now, this is where the D's have got to be careful because we're getting to the last 5 minutes. They want to count the clock down. You can't afford just to lie on the ball, though.
Goddard again.
Bagley quick. They've got to move it quick, the Bombers. Ryder forward now.
So Ryder goes up. He had an arm half held.
Surely.
Unlucky Paddy Ryder done.
Got away with murder, Lyndon Dunn then. That's a good kick.
Howard and McKenzie. Good contest, Hurley. Got all ball. Fantastic Salem. What about this game?
Brilliant.
Five smothers, 5 big smothers.
There is a young man that's going to be a name in this game. It is terrific to see Christian Salem. The smother, the follow-up tackle.
Jomar with the flick back. Vince. Jetta. Bale, Hawk, backwards kick Tyson. Dangerous, but it's going to work.
I love Lyndon Dunn. He gets there to Shepherd. He gives him time.
Garland has Watts in a one-on-one. Myers and Watts. Fist from Myers, Watts and Myers.
He had to keep his feet.
Myers to Hibbert. And now it opens up again for Essendon. Winderlich, open forward line. Needs to get it on. Zaharakis, can he go all the way home? He knows he's got it in him. Keeps it low. They're on the way back.
He loves that spot of the MCG. Zaharakis has kicked some big goals from that position over the years. He's got 3 this afternoon. 30 disposals to match that. He's had an excellent game for the Bombers. He keeps them alive. 2 points the difference this game. He's going right down to the wire.
They were dead on their feet. If you look in the centre square, they were queuing up the Bombers running ahead, and the D's just couldn't get back to match them. That's a great finish, and this game's going to go right down to the wire.
Oh.
Jack Watts, he's played pretty well today for the D's, but he needed to keep his feet, that one-on-one contest.
Two points in it from the restart. Jamar, great smother. Heppel kept it in there. Vince, Grimes, Heppel again, scoops it up. Kavanagh couldn't quite get it out. And again, 15 players around it. The umpire will sort it out. We're down to 3 minutes. The Bombers are playing like they've got no excuses. The emotion of the week hasn't affected them.
There's still one goal in this game, Dwayne.
They believe here. Zaharakis, the replay, 2 in a row. They needed a hero. They found one.
He might, now they're calling, the Bombers are calling everyone back. Still 3 minutes to go. That's a long time to actually count down the clock, but they're doing the right thing, getting numbers behind the ball. I reckon he's just got too much speed for Daniel Cross. He gets off Cross, he just runs forward, and Cross can't catch him. Too much leg speed.
Goddard again involved, third man up. Was able to clear the congestion with Melbourne with so many players around that stoppage. Zaharakis, the one to read it.
$45,000 here at the MCG in full cry right now, edge of their seats. No idea where this one's going to go from here. Goddard scrambles it forward. Chapman, Stanton hasn't had a big day. Can't have the moment.
Lyndon done the sweeper out deep. They've got plenty of time. They don't need to panic, the D's. That's a really good kick.
Howell, good hands. Essendon by 5. McDonald.
Switches on if they want it.
Takes on Dempsey. Steps him. Bombers getting numbers back. Ambrose flies, can't mark it. Hits the deck. Heppel. He's got it, they've got him. Umpire lets it go for a while.
Dwayne, I'm just watching Brendan Goddard. He is moving players like pawns on a chess piece out here. He's got Heppel into the stoppage. Just have a look at him pointing, instructing. Pressure on.
They've got about 4 behind the ball.
Chapman. Clever kick.
Clever.
They haven't heard the play on call.
No one's heard it.
No.
Still waving Slater.
Loud out there.
Stanton.
Right, now they've got a man up. The D's have got a man up because Essendon won't just kick the ball back to them. He's looking for a little hit-up lead.
It's a long time to milk off the clock. Chapman.
It's doable. It's doable. Man up, D's. Will pay the price.
If he's got nothing on, you think it'll go long deep to the pocket.
He sets it up. Ball hits the deck. Howell caught by Vince. Patterson rides that attempted tackle. Nathan Jones drives it wide. Frawley. Oh, dragged down by the ear. McKenzie takes them on. Time is of the essence. Can they get the lead back? McDonald, he's only got Dawes long. That's the only option he's got. Tyson, Viney, flicks it over. Cross, only had Dawes. Salem! He had Dawes wide on his own. He went inboard.
What an option.
And this, the biggest moment of Salem's life.
Well, Daniel Cross, I think he did the right thing, absolutely.
No, Salem, I'm saying, in stopping it because Dawes could go to the goal square. Easy one over the top.
I love Daniel Cross's fight back. He had his hands full with Zaharakis, who kicked a couple of quick goals on him. Didn't stop him getting involved.
Listen to the crowd. It's off the scale, this. A 1-point Melbourne lead. 19 seconds left.
Now it's the Demons' turn. Jamar signalling. Not enough of them are reacting. The forwards are all standing in the forward 50. Get down behind the footy. They've got 4 forwards. That's 3 too many.
That's right, they need one there, they need two to come, they need Dawes to get back over the footy.
I cannot believe they're sitting there now. It's too late. Viney's starting to run back. They've just been caught napping.
Chris Dawes comes now. Mackenzie's trying to get him down.
Too slow.
He's got to react with that. He's the one who's got to get behind the footy to help out. Watts is back there.
So Hurley's on the wing on his own. They've got to be careful with that. Now Salem comes up to pick him up.
Essendon have to win this centre bounce.
Jomar Bellchambers, they win it. Zaharakis, they need a mark from this kick. It's high. Down under it, not clear. Garland, the scramble. Zaharakis again. Shrugs his way clear. 4, 3, 2, 1. It was all about Essendon coming in, but it's all about Melbourne now. The Paul Roos resurrection before your eyes. Why do we sign up?
Look at the Melbourne faithful, and you can see the despair on the face of the Essendon players. I thought Zaharakis had done enough to get them home. He played a terrific game, 32 touches and 4 goals, including 2 in the last few minutes. But the D's weren't finished. They wouldn't give up. Lyndon Dunn, one of the stars, with 29 possessions.
Christian Salem with a big goal at the end of this game. 10 seconds to go. He's with David King.
Well, there's a bit going on down here, John. The boys are absolutely pumped for you, Christian. What was going through your mind when you had to go back and kick the big goal?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I wasn't... Just thought, yeah, go back, just take my time and put it through. So, yeah, I don't know. Still, yeah, can't believe it.
Ruzzi's not a fan of the sub. He started you as a sub today. You come on, you had a fantastic involvement straight up. A couple of big smothers, a couple of big tackles. You must be wrapped with your own performance.
Yeah, look, obviously, rather not be sub, but, you know, you got to come on, play your role whenever that is, and getting those couple of smothers, just doing the team act and just playing my role.
What was Ruzzi's message at three-quarter time? Because all the numbers, all the stats say you shouldn't have been in the game, but just you were hovering around the mark, 2 goals down. What was he saying to you?
Well, just keep believing, keep playing. We played terrible in the first half, and it's the worst half of football we played all season. We're only down by a couple of goals, so look at the score. They kicked 10-17, so they helped us keep in the game, and we're just chipping away, and got there in the end.
Crossy found you. Can you believe he found you when he chipped that ball over?
I was running the whole way free. I'm like, please. But I would have been happy either way if he kicked it.
Would you have abused him if he hadn't kicked it to you? He's a pretty experienced campaigner now.
Nah, not at all. If you kick the goal, then get around him.
Go and enjoy this one, mate. Well done.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
How's that for youthful exuberance? Didn't know much about that. Whole moment's just got him completely fuzzy, Christian Salem. He's just loving it.
How good was Lyndon Dunn this afternoon, this evening as well? He did. They're under the pump, the D's defenders, and he was one that stood up. McDonald was very good as well this afternoon. Jeremy Howe keeps improving as a defender.
Dean Kent, I thought, played a terrific game coming in. 18 possessions and 2 goals. They all contributed, the D's. Let's head back down to David King with the D skipper, Nathan Jones.
Can you believe that, skipper?
Oh, well, we got out of jail there, I think. Jeez, mate. We couldn't have played worse footy in the first half, I don't reckon. Our effort was really poor, and Essendon really leading us to the footy, smashing us in contested possession, and I don't know, Ruzzi just implored that, we'd have a crack, and we're really disappointed with our efforts against Collingwood, and we didn't start how we wanted to, but I think it shows great resilience and character of the group, to fight out tonight, and to get up, mate, that's one of the best things I've been involved in, yeah.
When did you feel it turning? When did you feel it coming that you were a live chance?
Sort of the end of the third quarter, I was on the bench, and I was just hearing a few of the stats. I think we had 6-1 clearance, and contested possession was up, plus 1 or 2 in tackles, which is sort of that brand of footy we're trying to play, and we could really feel the momentum. It was just making sure we went on with that, and credit to the boys, they did. It just shows some real character.
Crossy streams inside 50. Are you thinking, have a go, Crossy? Or for God's sake, find Christian Salem?
I thought he was going to have a shot, and then that was clutch, mate. Ice in the head is what we talk about in those pretty tight moments, and for him to find Salo so he can go back and kick an easy goal, it's great for the young fella, and just great experience by Crossy just in the heat of the moment, just to make a cool decision like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Melbourne Football Club's on the up, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting there. It's slow, but it's good to see the fans happy, and and the players are really trying to improve, and we're aspiring to be a really good footy club, and yeah, we're taking small steps, we're on our way.
Go and high five every one of them,
Yeah, I will, mate. Thank you. Thanks, mate.
They're well led, aren't they, by that man?
It's hard not to get caught up in it when you've seen a club and a group of players that's been kicked from pillar to post, bruised and battered, virtually on the scrap heap. Paul Roos comes in, a bit of belief comes back to the group, a couple of key recruits, some youthful exuberance that comes into the lineup, and you can see light at the end of the tunnel, Jono, can't you?
You can just see the plan starting to evolve from a Melbourne point of view with their style of play. They released the shackles a little bit in that last quarter. Seems like they protected everything for the first 3 quarters, then released in that last. They ran a lot harder, especially out of defence. They got to the wings a lot better, and it just goes to show that they're physically in reasonable shape still at the mid part of the season.
As much as anything, I think we're starting to see belief back in the eyes of the Melbourne players. No situation too daunting. They fought back. You know, it was 69 to 36, the inside 50s. That's unheard of. You can't win a game with that sort of imbalance, and yet they have.
It's all areas of the game today where Essendon had complete control, except on the scoreboard, and that's where they let themselves down with those easy misses, 3 easy misses in that last quarter. Zara Rakisen stood up and kicked 2 beauties, but in the end it just wasn't enough, and you can hear the Melbourne fans getting right amongst it, singing the song already.
Those pictures tell a million words. Look at that. That's why you love the game.
I just feel happy for the players, Dwayne. They've been smashed for so long. They deserve moments like these, as do their fans. And the flip side is, for all the excitement and the joy we see here, the Bombers have missed an opportunity to jump into the 8.
And there'll be talk this week as to whether they had an excuse, whether they were mentally fatigued by the trauma of the last 48 hours.
They kicked themselves out of it today, though.
Yeah. But it's about Melbourne right now. They were 33 points down, the Demons, but they refused to play for a respectable loss.